Okay, that is crazy. So let me get up out of here. Let me get up out of here. Let me go here. All right. So I know I got a bunch of stuff going on, y'all, but let me see. I'll just poke in and see what's going on here and there. So real quick, I'm basically I'm looking at a few things. I am currently in the Minneapolis area, up in Minnesota. So I ain't gonna be on here too long. It is some things that I really want to talk about. So if my kids is running around and stuff. Also, the movie Anima, where they did where they filmed it at SableCon the year before last in North Carolina by Demetria Taylor. That is on streaming services. Let me see. I believe is what is it? What is it? What is it on? What is it on? Okay, so Roku, Apple TV, Android TV, and Fire TV. Go check it out. Anima. It got my book. It has my book Souls of Chaos, and they filmed part of it at SableCon in North Carolina last year. So that's pretty cool. So I'm gonna try to get to this and get through this because I'm in an Airbnb and I don't want to be talking too crazy and for too long. But y'all know I love to anyway. So check this out. So Bruce Timm, y'all know Bruce Timm from Batman the Animated Series, Batman and Robin, all that stuff from back in the day. And on the recent one, Cape Crusader, now they turned the Penguin into a woman, right? Now, me personally, this is just me speaking. I don't care. And I haven't fully watched it yet. I've caught glimpses, but I haven't fully watched it. So I have no judgment on the character. So I'm not about to say what the character is, this and that. I honestly have no judgment. But what I am going to talk about is the fact that what we see right up in here. It says Bruce Timm explains why he made the Penguin into a woman. He said it's because Batman lacks good villains and there needs to be more females. Now, now, here's my thing with these people in these industries and stuff. Coming from, I've come from like working construction and retail and all this other little stuff, right? And you notice there's always one person that's kissing ass, and you know they're going to do whatever they got to get in the good graces of the owners, the presidents, the CEOs, the district managers, all that stuff. They're gonna say whatever, they're gonna lie, they're gonna dance, they gonna play the game. And I ain't mad at you, but I ain't gotta go along with that goofy shit. And that's what's going on with this. How are you gonna say Batman lacks good villains? When, like I said in the whole post, for the most part, everybody knows Batman because of his villains. That like a week or two ago, Batman had some of the best rogues in comics. You people usually talk about Batman's villains, Spider-Man's villains, and I probably add the Flashes up there just because mainly Batman and the Flash how they relate to him and stuff. And it's like to say that that means you think we stupid, and that's how I take it. Not that they got every right to do. I don't have to like it. I don't have to be cool with it, but they have every right to gender swap all some stuff. Again, I don't know nothing about the character other than the Penguin stuff. I haven't watched it yet, but I'm hearing mixed reviews. Some say it's cool, some say it's whatever. I mean, the Penguin can look like a woman. You just throw a wig on him anyway, and he'd be a short little chunky woman. So whatever, right? To say this, it's like just say that they paid you to change it, and that's what you did. That's why I respect George R. R. Martin. There was a situation where he talked about um, when people were kind of giving him a little backlash about when Daenerys is getting carried by all the brown skinned people and stuff because they're not and everything, and they were like, why all the slaves brown skin or they whatever, and he was like, look, I was in Arizona. I'm not in Morocco when they recording. Now they do what they want. I'm not out there, but it doesn't. But they were in Morocco and they needed a bunch of extras. All those people are extras, and it's $35 to $40 a day for the extras, right? And so he's like, it wouldn't make sense to fly in a bunch of extras from over in Europe for $35 a day. So they just hired whoever came in, and they gave them a couple of dollars. That's how it worked. But then he said nobody said anything about um um was it Drogo's character. He was like they didn't say anything about them being lily white in the background because they were in some European country, and most of them I said they were darker skinned people. Nobody said anything about that. So I appreciate when it's like this is what it is, and we're gonna move on. This mess where they saying stuff and we just supposed to go along with it. It's like nah, man. And then people want to say stuff like y'all just be outraged for nothing. Why you outraged? Because people are insulting our intelligence. And as I always say, if you put money, time, and behind these characters, you have every right to not just sit there and go along with what's happening. You have every right. So I'm like, this is some goofy ass shit right here. Like, don't tell us that Batman ain't got no good villains when all these villains have been there. And then one of the things that people have been pointing out is like even the female villains, they ain't even brought none of them because it's like there's sometimes Huntress, right? Sometimes she's good, bad, whatever. It's Poison Ivy. Here we see on the screen. There's Harley Quinn. There's Catwoman. There's Talia al Ghul. There's the Red Claw woman that was on the animated series. I forgot her name. There was her. There's Lady Shiva. There's and the one that I found out about a year or two ago was Orca. It was a woman that turned into an orca. She had some issues, got turned into she could turn into this like humanoid orca, and Batman was basically trying to help her get everything together. And I was like, oh man, why don't I hear nothing about this character? So to say that is disingenuous. And because you getting a check, you want to like the young people like to say, you want to gaslight us into believing that everything was just not that good. And there's people in the comments that'll sit there and co-sign this shit and try to play us like we don't know what's going on when they just changed up. You can't, especially if it's people in comics. I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna always say this. You can't trust these folks because most of them, if they are writers, artists, or whatever, most of them want jobs. They are not in indie comics to build no kind of business. They are there to get a job from these other places, and they will say and do anything to get these jobs just because they know they circling these same communities they're wearing. These creators know it, so they're gonna be on their P's and Q's and say anything to defend these companies, even though it don't work like that. and most of them ain't getting no long term stuff like that anyway, especially not writers. So it's gonna be a few, and if you talking too crazy, it's gonna be whatever. So it's gonna be well, you can't be a part of that. And so most of them will give up whatever they created just to go create for these other folks for a little bit. And it's like I don't have a problem if you're doing it right, but don't sit here and play us and gaslight us, even though we see this crazy shit that's being said. Man, they ain't got no good villain. Mr. Freeze. They still ain't did nothing solid with Mr. Freeze. It's like he has a whole story within a story, but that you can build upon. Clayface. Like they ain't did nothing really, really, really solid with Clayface either. And I'm not gonna get into all that. It's like we can keep going, but to say that, it's like okay, now because you got a check, you want to, and I'm gonna keep saying that too. These people get checks, and then they want us to go along with it and be cool with the goofy shit they saying. It's like, nah, man, that's just goofy. And he knows these characters. He's created some of them, or he's helped take part in creating some of these characters in the animated series. And then because They want to switch up stuff, which is their business, whether we like it or not, right? Oh, that's how I see it. Whether we like it or not, it's their business. But you got to come and say dumb shit, and insult our intelligence. So yeah, I'm not. I'm not with all that. So you guys can let me know what you think about it. Me personally, I'm like, no, I'm good. We can pass on that. We can pass on that. So there's another thing. Where is it? I'll go here. So on my bookmarks, uh, so I'm gonna go to this first. Now, y'all know on my live stream a few weeks ago, I talked about uh black characters and how they get tossed in the MCU. And there was black folks coming up to tell me every reason, and I like and every reason for why it didn't make sense. That don't make sense because of this, and this. Let me see. Let me pop up. Let me see something real quick. Let's see. Let's look at that. Okay. Let's see real quick. All right. Okay. So put that back down there. No. And I got told everything. They making this. What about Rhodey? What about this? What about that? And it's like they ain't really said nothing or done nothing to Rhodey. And now they're saying if Armor War good Lord, has Armor Wars been quietly canceled for a while now. Now, according to the MC Coons, Armor Wars is coming out next year and everything gonna be fine and you're gonna see. And it's like everything that has been pointing to pushing it back, doing it like Blade. Oh, it's gonna be a TV show. Oh, it's gonna be a movie. Now we don't know. And the stuff just keep coming out. It just keeps coming out. And this is on Marvel News Update. Could be fake, could totally be fake, and I could just be talking out my ass. That is completely possible. Could be. But the amount of people see my problem, and it's like I don't want the comic movies to fail, right? Because none of us wants that. I mean, I won't say none of us, but I don't want that. My issue and why I'm like, yo, this stuff needs to happen is because of the confidence that people have in these companies that you are willing to talk crazy to me and other people about stuff that you have no idea. You know just about as much as we do. You don't have no inside track. You just talking. And you off of pure emotion, you willing to call us names, talk about folks because they don't like what they're seeing and what's happening as far as these Marvel movies and stuff. So I always call them MC Coons, and they get unpaid explain. They do unpaid explaining. You don't even have to pay them to do it. They're gonna talk about you, and then all the stuff that Marvel does. They call your names. They talk about you. They tell you you ain't shit, even though you the ones that been paying for it and buying the books for years. Now suddenly you ain't nothing because they want to do whatever they want to do with these movies and act like the core audience that's been following it for years don't matter. And it's like, really? This is how it works? So I got all kind of posts talking about how it wasn't coming, it's coming out and this and that and all of this stuff and now it keeps these things keep popping up. These things keep popping up to where we're seeing more and more of these characters, especially the black ones. Now, it's whatever. And the truth of the matter is, I'm gonna be honest. Most of the black ones just weren't written well. They weren't. Marvel didn't do a good job with them, and I don't want to see Don Cheadle run around in a movie mainly by himself. I just don't. I don't. The show, I was like, okay, maybe the show, whatever. I don't want to see Sam Wilson as Captain America. Didn't like him in the comics as Captain America. Don't like him now. It don't matter to me. And don't let folks fool you with their fake positivity. They weren't even reading the books. That's why the books were getting canceled and stuff as him with him being Captain America. Don't let these folks fool you. Just because it's on a big screen and now it's in front of everybody else, they want to try to hit people over the head about racism and everything. When the whole time they weren't really reading those books when he was uh Captain America. when Sam was Captain America. They wasn't even reading War Machine books. How many War Machine series were there? And how long did they last? Now maybe I'm missing something. Maybe I'm tripping. Maybe I'm tripping. But there weren't a lot. But now that they are movies, they get that folks can get online and put their black cover themselves in fake pro blackness and be like, you need to watch it just because y'all racist. It's because nobody cared about these folks. And Marvel will play the whole racist game and all this other stuff, and then you get the MC Coons talking about. And again, MC Coons are not a specific color. There's there are a plethora of people, places, and things. So I'm just like, this doesn't this ain't computing. But you know how I go. You talk about it, and then even what this person is saying, it's like T'Challa, get rid of him. Blade, we don't know. And then people got the nerve. People are talking about bringing in. Let me see. There's something else I'm gonna go to, and then I'm gonna go to something else. What is it? Where's it at? 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 Oh, I didn't keep it. Oh, I didn't keep it. Maybe it was on Facebook. Let me see. Let me see. I want to make sure that I got it and stuff before I just hop on and be like, yeah, this is it. Um, let me see. Let me see. Let me see. Saved. Oh, yes, I got it. Okay. Let's see. We're gonna hop over there real quick. Let's see. Let's see. See if we can get it. Let's see if I can. Okay, let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. This. So it was like, so they were talking about Blade is getting older and slower. He finds out he has a daughter who is trying to follow his footsteps, named Bloodline. Blade feels obligated to train her to be the next Blade. Cast Ayo, and become the new Blade afterwards. Make money. This is where Marvel and folks been getting their scripts from. Weird motherfuckers on YouTube and and on social media. That that doesn't make sense. You got a character that you're introducing, and you automatically just take them out. You bring them in. They don't get their standalone movie that everybody's been saying, hey, we want another Blade movie. We want another Blade movie. We want Blade. And this is the we want Blade. We want Blade. We want Blade. And people say, come in, give it to his daughter, let him rock out, and they gone. It's like, have y'all not learned nothing on how Marvel has been doing things and how it has not been working? And then talk about make money. I don't want to see that. At least give me a full on Blade movie in the MCU where he's doing this thing before you get rid of him. And folks are just like, do that, do this, and do that, and make money. Like, that's not a good idea. That's not a good idea. And this young woman already said she's off doing other stuff because of her doing what is it, the bear and stuff like that, or whatever it is, food thing and stuff, and she conflicts and stuff. You're like, why? It, and people think this makes sense. This is what has gotten Marvel and things in trouble. Yet y'all keep coming up with these dumb ideas that don't make sense. Give us the character. It's a Blade movie. Give us Blade. Now if he want to hand it off later in one of the movies, one of the Doom movie or whatever, if you want to do something like that, and she's riding with him in this movie, and then something happens to him there, okay, but at least give us a full movie. How are you going to do something like that when Blade is already having all kind of issues, ain't being seen, it can't keep a writer, can't do all that, then you give us Blade, and you talking about getting rid of him in his own film immediately. It it doesn't make sense, but somehow, because of what Marvel's been doing, it makes sense to people like this. I just Okay, I'm gonna just leave that. So I'm gonna go back to what I was talking about on I saw this and and this was interesting to me too. And so they was talking about a Yakuza TV show. It says cast reveals they've never played the games because the team at Amazon asked them not to. We decided to do our own version. See, this is the same issue that's going on with comics. And my thing is, okay, if you're going to do that, whatever. But I'm going back to what I said in the first part. These folks will sit here and gaslight us into thinking that when I made the post, thinking that this is fine. When I made the post about She-Hulk, because I seen the stuff that was going on with like Ryan Reynolds and Tatiana mm, Tatiana, the woman that played She-Hulk, and like Brie Larson and Disney and everything. See all that stuff going on. I don't know what's going on this table. I don't know if it's a spider or what. Okay, it's not. It's something else. um, they've been going back and forth, and Ryan Reynolds is basically like, okay, certain things just ain't gonna be in there because it doesn't matter. It doesn't make sense to have in the film. And I agree with him. No. Why do I want to hear She-Hulk and them trying to berate Deadpool and everything? I'm like, yo, take that mess somewhere else. Nobody like it's not that nobody. To me, not nobody, me. Those characters weren't done well anyway, just to me. But this whole we can do what we want. So under the post, I'm like, yo, one of my Facebook friends were like, she's the most comic accurate She-Hulk. And now I'm like, see, this is the problem. They pick and choose when comic accuracy matters. Like you can look at all of any of the people that report on like the YouTubers that really just focus on Marvel DC stuff, people that like it, people that's whatever. 1 minute it's comic accurate, you should like it. The next minute it's not comic accurate because this is a different medium and they can't do it the same way. So you shouldn't be complaining about it. And I know there's always the one motherfucker in the comments that likes to use this good old fashioned line, and that's two things can be true at the same time. You can also be full of shit with the two things that you believe to be true at the same time, too. You can be full of fucking shit. And it's like, you play me because if I say, okay, it's this, you should like it because it's comic accurate. Okay, it's this. Well, you should give them time. And it's like, no, we're not playing that. I'm not going with that. The mess was trash, and these people aren't taking into consideration the source material when you have it all right there, and that's laziness. So then we get blamed. The people that don't like it, or if you talk about you don't like something, you get blamed for these creators not using the source material. And we're wrong for having a problem with them not using the source material, but giving us a thing but putting the name and the shell of this thing on there, and they just Trojan horse some other mess in there. No matter what it is, bad story, good story. Well, not necessarily because it's not a good story. They're just doing what they want. We decided to do our own version. It's like, yo, use the source material. Use it. It's there for that. But they keep playing this game, and suddenly when we call it out, we wrong. I'm just like, okay, all right, all right, y'all play that game if you want to. I'm not talking to nobody. I soon enough cuss you out before you gonna sit here and talk crazy to me about what these folks is doing, and they purely have no interest in using the source material at all when it comes to games and even comic books now. It's fine with just completely going off and being like, yo, we're not doing that. And everybody's supposed to be fine with it, and we're just gonna get talked too crazy about it. So, nah, I'll pass on that. But I want for my folks that let's see, what else was it? Let's go back over here, and I would say let's go to I wonder I have before I get out of here, I have a few my people at Unsold Go. They had me in. My man said you about had me in their look, we're talking about marketing to readers versus marketing creators. Go check the article out on their website. Was it at? Was it at? the Unsolo Go Online website. Go check it out. You can read my article, and it's basically me talking about the things I've learned since I've started. To where it's like there's no reason to market to other creators. Start with building your own audience and getting all of that together because other creators are fickle. They are fickle. Most of them are just there to watch you do what you do. They're not there to help. They're not there anyway. So focus on finding the people that want to read your stuff, not on other creators. Not that. Not being buddies and all like that. All of that'll come later. Figure out how to find your people. I'm not saying don't make connections and everything, but figure that out. And then also, if let's see, movies that actually deserve a sequel. Interesting. If you go, I'm currently doing something a little special. Oh no! I don't feel like doing all this. I'm not doing that right now. I'm not doing that right now because I'm not putting all that in right now. But if you go to my website, you can get the first chapter of Void Beast. We have it for free. And then you can also sign up to get my other few books for free. I think it's Void Beast and Extraordinary Messiah. I have it up there for free. So get on there, read the books and everything. We still working. I'm still working on art. I'm getting used to drawing and stuff. I feel like I'm starting to get a little bit better at it. And that's my thing, like with what's going on, right? It's like people they defend these movies. They defend this. They defend what Marvel does. But suddenly you guys don't know that other creators are creating. And whether this can be any kind of creator, black, white, whatever, you want to act fun, but especially with black folks, y'all suddenly don't have nothing to help out these other people. You can't help them out. You can't share their stuff. It's all kind of reasons for why you can't do it in groups. You don't want to share it. They gotta browbeat you to share their stuff. They gotta fight you, but all day, every day, you talk about all this stuff and will fight to the death for this stuff but then complain when the stuff ain't done right. I complain, but I'm also doing something about it, creating my own stuff, working with other creators, um, to push their stuff. All of these things that are going on, and it's like, go ahead and help these people that are coming up. Share their stuff, talk about their stuff, push their stuff when they see it. You don't have to push Marvel and everything all the time because all these people are showing you that they're gonna disrespect you in your face. But a lot of people are fine with being disrespected in the face. They fine as long as they feel like they are part of some bullshit. They fine with being fully disrespected. So I mean, it is what it is. Go to akachicomics.com, get your copy of Extraordinary Messiah and Void Beast Chapter 1. These are both the first ones. You get on there, get them, download them, read them, let them know what you think, all that good stuff. And then I'll still be posting art and stuff. This art, I'm getting better at it. I feel like I'm getting better. And I've figured out that I really like that cartoony style. And it's come from stuff like, Looney Tunes, The Simpsons, Craig the Creek, as y'all know, I love Craig the Creek. Um, all of those things. Those are some of my favorite. Were some of my favorite things growing up. Not necessarily Craig Creek. That's whatever. But then like the Ben Tens and stuff. So and then One Piece. I've I've found that I really like like doing the lines like Oda does, or just trying to, because I can't do exactly what he does. I'm not saying that. I'm not nowhere near that. No, we're not saying that. But doing it like that, I'm like, man, I really like this. I really like this. So I feel like I can tell any kind of story with that cartoony style. And then that's even like with like Rick and Morty and these other things. It's like these wild styles that look cartoony and basic. They're telling these wild stories and they're telling these crazy all over the place stories. And that's something that's always stuck with me from watching cartoons and stuff growing up, especially adult geared cartoons. And so now that I'm doing it, when you look at some of my stuff that I'm doing, it looks more like that, and I like that. I like the idea of that. So I mean, hopefully I'll be able to improve it, or I'm still new, so I can't guarantee that that's what I'm going to do. And it's going to be it might change again. I don't know what my hands and everything going to do. I know what I can try to focus on, and I've been getting better at those things. But just doing it is wild. So being 41 years old and starting to do my own manga after writing and doing all that stuff. It's an interesting journey, and I hope that folks keep following me on it. It's gonna be cool, and I'll be posting more art and doing more lives with that and stuff, and then talking more about creating comics uh, and manga and stuff, and how to really and how what works for me, because I shared my video about getting mailing lists, and that was really a big thing. And then the other thing is like you gotta basically grow those mailing lists and stuff too. So we'll talk about that and everything later, and talk about the little things that have helped me get to the level I'm at. I'm still no big dog yet. I'm still not one of the big dogs that's consistent and been making money and all that. I'm not. I'm not any of that. But I can tell you a little bit of things that'll get you at least rolling and stuff, right? So let's do that. We'll keep it going. But I will holler at y'all later. And let me cut this. Let me go ahead and cut this all that good stuff off and everything. Uh oh Lord. Yeah. But yeah, I will holler at y'all later. Peace.